Friends, Greg, Newmaster, coming at you again with another action figure review. Today I have Thundercats Ultimates Lion-O of Hook Mountain Ice. It just should be Lion-O of Hook Mountain, but they added the ice on the end. Anyhow, if you like the video, please like and subscribe and help me to build my channel. Thank you very much. So Amazon was having a sale on Thundercats Ultimates figures. I got this baby for 37 bucks, which is much better than the 55 plus shipping, which, you know, will take you up to $60 to $70. So I was really happy to get this figure on sale. Lion-O is my favorite Thundercat. So you can't get enough Lion-O. I know this figure came out a while ago, but, you know, I actually have a lot of things to say about it, and hoping that Super 7 will heed my suggestions, or other fans can spread the word. But let's bust this open. I already opened it. I did some modifications on it, and I want to talk to you guys about those modifications. So it came in the classic slip cover, mail cover. We don't get these anymore. Mine was pretty beat up. It was actually used. It said it was new on Amazon, so be skeptical about this. Mine was already open when I got it. But anyhow, I love this packaging. Just the snow on the logo. It looks fantastic. The metallic blue classic Thundercats logo on the bottom, Super 7 logo on the bottom, Ultimates on the top. I'm going to take the slip cover off, and there he is. He looks great. He's got the blue skin. This is from the Thundercats Ho movie, the beginning of the second season of Thundercats. And Lion-O gets trapped in the snow. He turns blue. Snowman finds him, revives him with, you could arguably say it's vodka, because he is Russian sounding, and Lion-O changes back his color to a healthy color. Also, you know, you could take this figure, and the way to make it change colors is to put it in sunlight, but I'm doing the video at nighttime right now, so I can't do that. I thought maybe if you shined a light on it, it would change. But it must be ultraviolet rays, because if I shine, you know, this light on it, it won't change color. But as soon as I put him into the sun, he changes color, which is really fun. So there's the front of the package. You get the snow effect there around the window, which is really nice. And there's a nice picture of Lion-O on the back. Lion-O Hook Mountain Ice. During a heroic attempt to rescue Snarf from the villainous Rotaro and Vultureman, Lion-O was dropped from the airborne Rat Star. Although he plummeted from a great height, the hero's fall was broken by the deep snows of Hook Mountain. Knocked unconscious, Lion-O remained buried in a snowdrift as his body took on a frigid blue coloration. It is fortunate that Lion-O's good friends Snowman and Snowmeow happened upon him. Snowman succeeded in waking Lion-O, then offered him a flask of mountain herb medicine, aka vodka. Although the beverage tasted awful, it helped to restore Lion-O's health. Alright, so let's bust this guy open and talk about the figure and some of the modifications. You know, these second editions of Lion-O have been fantastic. So the first thing I want to say is they need to do an Ultimate Lion-O, like another one. And, you know, maybe some of you were like, we don't need another Lion-O. But, you know, Lion-O is the main character of Thundercats. So you can't get enough Lion-Os. But we need a Lion-O with every single claw shield. We need him with the pinless joints, because here's the first edition of Lion-O, and he's a poor knockoff of the Matty Collector version. Not even by any means perfect. Has the pins in the joints. My Lion-O's shoulder is super loose, as you can see, and you know, I've only set this guy out to display. It's not like I play with him like I was a child anymore. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Also, the first wave of Lion-O did not have these wrists, the vertical hinge versus the horizontal hinge, which is great for weapons holding, and you could say Thundercats Ho, and then the original Sword of Omens. I mean, look at the logo. It's just like a big blob of paint. It's not detailed. So they perfected this in, Mirror Lion-O, and then Hook Mountain Lion-O, and then they had the LJN version of Lion-O. So, I mean, just look at the sharpness of the logo. Now they're making the swords metallic. Let's pull the Sword of Omens out to get a good look at it. So with Mirror Lion-O and with this Lion-O, they started making the sword. Very careful to pull this out without damaging it. It's really stuck in there. The funny thing is I just had this thing out and now I can't get it out. Alright, let's see if I can get the short sword out. Okay. Alright, so the short sword. It looks great. And now it's this nice metallic metal versus just this flat sort of plastic look. So a big improvement to the original one. Look, mine has paint weathering from just quality control. That's how I got my short sword in my very original Lion-O. They also put this snow effect on the blade, which is nice. Now, to do the sword perfect, in the cartoon, the blade was a white ivory, and they just always make it one color. So I'd really appreciate it if they fix that, but that's what the sword looks like. So it looks great. I think it's a big improvement. Let's see if I can get this long sword out without snapping it. For whatever reason, it is like really in there, and I cannot. Maybe if I take Lion-O out. I'm having a hard time with this guy. Okay, so let's look at Lion-O. He looks great. He didn't come with these hands on the figure. These are the vertical hinge wrists, but look, pinless joints. He looks really good. The hair is a softer sort of plastic rubber versus a solid piece. So it really helps with the articulation in the neck. Basic Masters of the Universe Classics articulation, which is pretty poor in my opinion. They need to do the double joints like the Masterverse figures. I think those are the perfect figures for He-Man and Thundercats. But he looks great, and like I said, if you put him in the sun, he changes colors, and he looks amazing. You also get an additional head with his eyes closed, so you can display him with his eyes closed, however you want to do that. So that's great. And then, if I can, for the love of Pete, get the Sword of Omens out without busting it. Like, it is, like, stuck in there. There we go. Alright, I got it out. So there's the long sword. And it looks great. Look at the logo. I mean, this is pathetic on Super 7's part. So here's the original Sword of Omens from the very first wave 1. And here's the new one. The logo looks clear. It's not just like a paint blob. We got this metallic paint. So the sword looks fantastic. Looks great. And then it has this snow effect on it. So that's really nice. And then we can put the sword in the hand like that. And then you also get the standard hands. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of hands total. I'm not going to pull all these out because you've all probably seen them before. The only difference is there's claw hands, fisted hands, and then there's weapon holding hands, but they all have the horizontal hinge on them versus the vertical. Now let's get on to the modifications. So to have a perfect Ultimate Lion-O, we got to have the pinless joints. I would prefer more articulation, better articulation, such as double jointed knees and elbows if possible. That would take this figure to the next level. So we have the claw shield. Now, they give us 3 versions of the claw shield, which was a big selling point for me on this. But the problem is, each claw shield has this pin inside of it. Now, they give you a closed-fisted claw shield, and I thought it would be just like the one Pumra has. And look at this. You slip it right off, and it's hollowed out on the inside, and I thought that was fantastic. You could just slip the claw shield on, and you didn't have to take his hand off, which I thought was great. And when I saw this Hook Mountain Lion-O, guess what? It came with a pin on the inside, and it was not like the Pumra's claw shield. So I modified this claw shield painstakingly. I had to drill this baby out. So I drilled it out so I could get the claw shield that was like Pumra's. And there you go. You could put, because I drilled it out, now I can just slip it on. And also, I can hold the Sword of Omens, the short sword, in the claw shield on his wrist like he does on the show. And that's the way it's supposed to be. Now, with the first wave of Lion-O, with the very first Lion-O figure from wave 1, on his claw shield, you cannot put the sword in like it's supposed to go. So I had to drill another hole there. Because with the very original version from the Matty Collector, Club Third Earth, you could put the sword in just like so, and you could put it on his wrist. But for whatever reason, Super 7 didn't do that, so I had to drill a hole. Now, so you get 3 claw shields with Lion-O. You get the closed fist claw shield, you get the open hand claw shield, and as you can see, it doesn't have, it has like the little divot for the sword, but there's no hole. So you can't put the sword in the claw shield, which is very frustrating. Now, one more thing that Super 7 could do to make a perfect Lion-O is, instead of putting this little clasp here, because Lion-O, he did not hang the claw shield from his belt. What he did is he would take it off and he would just stick it to his thigh. That could easily be solved with a magnet. You put a piece of metal in his hip, in his thigh, and then you put a magnet in the claw shield, and boom, you can stick it on just like he does in the show, which I think would be awesome, and I think people would pay money for, to have a perfected Lion-O. And anyhow, the short sword goes in there, if you want to keep it in there. You also have the open hand, and that can go on his hand as well. Or you have the fist. But like I said, I hollowed mine out. It took great effort. I had to boil this baby. Thankfully, I had the proper drill bits, and I was able to do it without ruining it. Now, just for interest's sake, I also took, because I have so many claw shield accessories, I tried it with the open hand, and I was able to successfully do it. I ruined it a little bit. This is from the Mirror Lion-O, but I was able to successfully do it. And I think if I tried it again, I could probably do it without ruining it. It's not ruined, it's just I messed it up a little bit. But then you can also put the claw shield with the open hand on his hand like so, and then you can put the short sword in its pouch, just like it's supposed to go, like that. And then you can have an open-handed claw shield as well. and he can do the Thundercats Ho pose, like that. So in review, this is a great figure. It's fun. It's almost the perfect Lion-O. But what they need to do, in my opinion, is they need to have all the different claw shields. If they have the fisted one, they need to have it hollowed out. Actually, I think they should just hollow them all out so you can slip it over his hand. They need to put a magnet on the side of his leg so he can attach the claw shield. Double jointed knees, and maybe double jointed elbows, but I don't think that's necessary. And you would have the perfect Lion-O. Perfect Lion-O. But this Hook Mountain Lion-O is really awesome. If you're a lover of Lion-O and the Thundercats, I highly recommend this figure. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. Thundercats Ho, and God bless you all. Peace.